Good morning, dear students. Uh, Today we are continuing from previous lecture. First point that pharmacy. Second we have studied that Madhya and its significance for repertory. Now today we will discuss our third point, organ of medicine, and its relation with repertory. So what you have studied earlier, that this pharmacy is basic for Madhya and also for repertory, and this Madhya having in nutshell we can devise it like you are reading a particular drug in detailed way, in drug picture way, and you are understanding all the possible symptoms of a particular drug, and after you have studied very well a drug, number of drugs in your knowledge book is increasing day by day, then automatically you are feeling the need of repertoire. And when you are repertorizing, and after final repertorization, you are getting a suggested group of medicines, but which remedy should be prescribed, that must be decided after the consultation with materia medica. So materia medica needs repertory and repertory needs materia medica. So we should be well versed with the knowledge of pharmacy and knowledge of materia medica for real practical application of our repertory. Now, in our 4 core homeopathic subject, we have one more subject, organ of medicine, which is known as grammar of our homeopathic. It means you can say that it is like rule and regulation. Suppose you are going on a road, so you must know that what is rule and regulation. So like you are going, then you should go by your left side. So this is a rule, but is this rule is correct at every place? No, we have some exceptions. Like in few countries we have to go on right side, so it depends upon place. So same way, what rule should be followed in what condition is written in organ of medicine. Organ of medicine. So organ of medicine is a subject which evolved with the time. It means from first edition in 1810 to up to 5th edition, and after that a lot of struggle. When 6th edition came, we find a lot of changes in guideline which are evolving with the time. It means in first edition something written, second edition something written, something modified, something upgraded, something up to dated. So same way, as time passes, organ of medicine evolved in each and every edition with the passage of time, with the upgradation of our knowledge of homeopathy, with the upgradation of our knowledge of homeopathic drugs and its practical application. Like as time passes, it added like vital force converted to vital principle, like this centesimal scale was replaced by 50 millisimal scale. So earlier decimal scale. So in what form we have to apply homeopathic medicines, in what way we have to apply homeopathic medicines, everything have some fixed rule. So organ of medicine, now in nutshell you understood that organ of medicine is dealing with grammar, is dealing with the condition, is dealing with the rule and regulation which we have to follow whenever we are applying our homeopathy, maybe in clinic or maybe in IPD or wherever you are applying, but you must understand properly that what are basic rule and regulation to follow it. And Hahnemann himself in his organ of medicine, in one footnote he has mentioned about fragmenta de verbis medicamentorum postuvis infano carpura hymno observatus. So you can say that it is materia medica, or you can say that it is repertory. But first pars prima and pars secunda. So pars prima deals with the materia medica and pars secunda deals with the repertory, which is having a index of drug according to symptom. You will find it to search according to symptom. You can search the drugs. So organ of medicine is providing all the books, all the basic of the books. It means on what basis everything should be written, on what basis everything should be done, on what basis symptoms should be recorded, is written by our master Hahnemann in his organ of medicine. You can say Bible of homeopathy. But as time passes, it evolved. Same way, you will find that our repertories are also evolving with time. Like Kent repertory, first edition, second edition, third edition, fourth edition, fifth edition, sixth edition, Indian edition, General 7, General edition. As time passes, it evolves, it is being upgraded. So now, organ of medicine rule. Organ of medicine, first thing is grammar, how to apply the drug. It means you have done repertorization of the case. After repertorization, you found out some drugs, that these drugs are useful and these drugs are suggestive by our particular repertory for that particular case. But before repertorization, you need to do case taking. Before repertorization, you need to do case taking. Where guideline of case taking is written? Where? Written in organ of medicine. So, first thing for treating a case is case taking, which is explained very well by our master Father Samuel Hahnemann at which place? Organ of medicine. So, organ of medicine is guiding for the first step of repertorization, that is case taking. If you are not able to take a case in proper way, then you will not be able to get the proper symptoms. And if you are not getting proper symptoms, then you will not be able to treat the case, you will not be able to prescribe in that case, and when you will not be able to prescribe, then what is utility of your prescription? So, if case taking, it means you can understand that if you are taking wrong symptom, if you are not taking right symptom, if you are not taking a case in proper way, then what will happen? You will not be able to take proper symptom, and if you are not taking proper symptom, then how you will follow our basic principles, India Simplibus Curata? You cannot follow. So, for getting right symptom, you need to do case taking in proper way. You need to do case taking in a comprehensive way. You need to do case taking specific to the case. It means like a hypochondriac patient. So how to deal with hypochondriac patient? It is guided by our master in organon of medicine. Indolent cases, how to handle indolent cases? Same guidance given in organon of medicine. Why we should not take everything told by hypochondriac patient is explained very well by master in organon of medicine. Now next one, like one-sided disease. How to do case taking of one-sided disease explained in organon of medicine. Now for repertory or for homeopathy, we are saying that mental symptoms are very important. We should take mental symptoms, these, that, blah, blah. It means mental symptoms should get highest important. Many repertories based on mind, many repertories are giving highest priority to mental symptom, and a lot of mental rubric are explained. And most of us homeopaths are claiming that we are best in prescribing for a mental cases, mental problem, mental trauma, mental stress, whatever problem associated with mind. We are very well to handle it. We are claiming it. But if you are not able to take case properly, then you will not getting right mental symptom. Patient will not be open enough to you. Patient will not say right mental symptom to you. Another thing, patient may not be able to explain his symptoms. You have to understand that what he is saying and what is its relevance in our practice, in our prescription. So how you will judge? When you will study mental diseases, concepts by master given in organon of medicine. So for understanding mental rubric, for practical application of mental rubric, you need the basic concept of mental disease given by master in organon of medicine. Same way, many times we are facing one-sided disease like sweating in palm, what to do at that time, like many other one-sided disease like maybe only one symptom having, और जिस कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम अगर हो रही है तो हमें गाइडेंस उससे कहाँ मिलेगा, उसको उस केस को हमें कैसे हैंडल करना है, हाउ टू टैकल दैट केस, हाउ टू टेक दैट केस इन comprehensive way, what symptoms should be given. If we are getting only one-sided one symptom we are getting, then what other symptom we should take, how that symptom should be taken, everything is given in organon of medicine. So now you understand very well that organon of medicine have very important role for practical application of repertory. Now you have done case taking. After case taking, you have to do analysis and evaluation of symptoms. When you are repertorized, you have to put symptoms in a specific order, that mental symptoms should be higher this way, more important symptoms should get periodic in that table, in that numbering of symptoms, in that numbering of rubrics. So you can say that how you will do that numbering, that this symptom should be first, this symptom should be second, this symptom should be third, this symptom should be fourth, this symptom should be 5, 6, 7, 8 accordingly. So how this arrangement should be done? How symptom should be arranged for repertorization? How? Not symptom, you can say that rubrics, but rubric are modified version of symptom. Rubric are repertorial language of symptom. Rubric are repertorial language of symptom. You can get proper rubric only if you understand that symptom in proper way, which can be done by proper case taking. But this arrangement of rubric should be done by proper evaluation. It means this symptom is more important, that should be given first place, second place. So how that evaluation should be done? Again, you have to consult with organon and philosophy of symptom. So like Kant have different philosophy, Boger have different philosophy, and some are giving more importance to pathological repertory, some are giving more importance to causation, some giving more importance to mental. So this symptom should be given more important. Even in mental, we will find that which type of mental symptom should be given more important, which type of mental symptom should be given less important. How you will do this? How you will, what are rules for arranging this sequence, where you will get this guidance that yes, this should be proper arrangement, this plan should be followed. How and why? Why this symptom should be given first important, why should be given second, or there must be some guideline, there must be some rule, there must be some regulation which we have to follow. So where it is given in organon of medicine and philosophy part, and it is known as evaluation symptom. But when you will do case taking, you will find a lot of symptoms you are getting. That symptom should be taken or not. How you will decide? Suppose a patient is coming and telling you a lot of symptoms like Dr. Saab, मुझे ये भी problem है, he is suffering from some chronic disease, and he is saying, Dr. Saab, I am having this 10 to 15 problem. So at present, what symptoms should be given importance? What symptom should be given importance? And second thing, that symptoms should be taken or not. Like a mother is coming to you and saying that my son is eating very less. So okay, you do okay. So suppose that day that lady came to you for problems of related to his child, and he says that my baby is not eating properly, and please give some tonic or some medicine for him so that his diet will increase. And so you ask that and his baby not killed her. So what a intelligent physician will do? A intelligent physician will always try to see the patient by his first hand. To get first hand knowledge, he will try to see the patient, he will try to take the case, he will try to talk with patient, he will try to observe his patient, so that he can use his higher senses, his knowledge, his experience, his observation skills, so that he will understand that I should take this symptom or not. I should take it or not. Like that lady came to you and explained that my child is not eating properly, and you understood that yes, his child is not eating properly, okay, a new physician may prescribe medicine, but if without seeing the patient. But a good physician uh, is practicing, and new lady came, and he she told that, Doctor Saab, my baby is not eating proper way, and he is eating very less, and he is becoming lazy, and this less active and weak. Comment on weak, that my baby is feeling weak. I want growth of my child. This that. We told, okay, you take your medicine, whatever you want, but for your child, I will give medicine, no issue. You just carry him. You just carry him to my OPD, and I will prescribe after taking proper case, and after I will see. So she told, okay, and after 1 week she is coming to you, and you are saying that she is very chubby, healthy, obese. He is very chubby. His baby is very healthy, obese, chubby, overweight, and maybe up to some extent lazy, because overweight tends to lazy, and laziness tends to obesity. So both are BCS side. So when you are seeing this, then you will realize that what is actual condition. It is his perception that my child is eating less, but you know what is normal. So after seeing everything, you are analyzing that symptom is important or not. You are analyzing that symptom is important or not. Some person, suppose coming to you and saying that, Doctor, I am sleeping too much. I am sleeping too much. You ask how much time you are sleeping. So he is saying that, Doctor Sir, after my retirement, he is approximately, suppose 60 plus or 70 plus, 60, 65 age group test. And he told that, Doctor Sir, after my retirement, I am too much, I am feeling too much weak, sleepy. So, okay. So, how much time you are sleeping? Now you are asking. So, he says that I am sleeping approximately 6 to 7 hours. So, you are asking him that before retirement, how was your sleep? So, he says that before retirement, I was sleeping just for 5 to 6 hours. Now I am sleeping for 6 to 7. So you know that by your common knowledge, by your common sense, by your medical background, medical knowledge, you are knowing very well that as age passes, body have two components of metabolism. One is anabolism, one is catabolism. So what will happen with the passage of time? Anabolism will reduce, catabolism will increase, resulting in tiredness, more problem, more laziness. So by your knowledge, you know very well that he is a senior citizen, and now he has been retired from his work, so he has little bit more time, and as his age increasing, he will get easily tired because catabolism increases. So that's not a big issue. You have to think that it's normal, and you have to guide him that yes, it's a normal process, and you have to understand that this symptom should not be given much importance. So analysis is very important component of this repertory before repertory. ठीक है? So okay, thank you. We will continue tomorrow.